This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, hi there, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter. Welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe Birthday Boy. And the birthday boy for today, October 22nd, is now 59 years old. He is an American figure skating icon who won the 1988 Olympic Championship under, to my chagrin, of course, the world champion 86 and 88, and was a national champ 4 straight years. He became professional in 1988, meaning that he couldn't skate in the Olympics or major competitions anymore. But the International Skating Union changed their mind and decided to let him and many professionals compete at the Olympics in '94. But he took 6th. They went back to professional status. He is Brian Boitano, and yes, of course, he's in many popular culture shows. Anyway, Brian Boitano was born in Mountain View, California, of Italian-American descent because he had family from northern Italy. He ended up taking bronze at the 1978 World Junior Championships, which actually was huge because he would beat his future rival, Brian Boitano, for that medal. Boitano was known for his jumping. He could push the technical envelope of men's skating, and Boitano was the first American to land a triple axel. A triple axel begins with a forward takeoff and to spin 3 times and land on your other skate. He would introduce his signature jump in '87, the Boitano triple lutz, in which the skater raises his left arm above his head. He tried the quad jump, but both times he double-footed. Anyway, at the '83 World Championships, he actually landed 6 triple jumps in competition, and it was 6 for 6. He would include 8 triple jumps in his free skate program, which actually was the maximum allowed with the triple jumps because of the Elaine Syack rule. To explain the Syack rule, it limits the number of times a skater can perform multi-revolution jumps in a program. The rule limited females to 4, but now it's double and triples, because Elaine Syack used it to her advantage by doing multiple double axels and triple loops in place of valuable technical elements. So he did it in 1982. She did it in '82. But anyway, he would do 2 flip jumps and 2 triple axels to compete with Brian Boitano for that. Boitano could not do his artistry, which kind of does count much in figure skating. Boitano took 2nd in '84 at the U.S. Nationals to Scott Hamilton, which when he got to skate in Sarajevo, took 5th place though. But anyway, with Scott Hamilton's retirement, Brian Boitano was now the home country's best hope. And she did. And he did. Boitano won the '85 championships, his first of 4 straight U.S. titles. And then ended up taking 3rd at the World Championships, losing to Alex Badiv of the Soviet Union and Brian Boitano of Canada. Anyway, he would have injured tendons in his right ankle, but still won the national title and won the World Championship in '86. Taking advantage of Badiv's disastrous free skate, Boitano would finish 2nd once again. Boitano would introduce new elements to his programs: a Tano triple lutz and a quadruple toe loop, as well as wearing a blindfold. Why would he do that? So the '87 World Championships were in Cincy. Boitano knew that he would have home ice advantage, and this would set the tone for the Olympics. Unfortunately, Boitano fell on his quadruple attempt and took 2nd. Boitano won. Well, I mean, when you miss your quad, you're definitely losing points. So anyway, Boitano could do the technical requirements, but was weak on the artistic. So he was a jumping robot. So he would hire a choreographer to help his programs. Featured clean lines on his skates and skating abilities of Boitano, who was 5'11". Anyway, Boitano's first major thing to do it was at Skate Canada at the Saddle Dome, which was going to be the same venue as the Olympics. Boitano's new programs were received with standing ovations by the audience. Orser won the competition, even though Boitano skated clean, landing 7 triple jumps. Unfortunately, he botched a triple axel. All that. So anyway, Boitano's new programs were going to be so great that they didn't need the quads. Anyway, the short program at the 88 U.S. title would be a highlight. Boitano would get 6s from 8 of the 9 judges for presentation. Unfortunately, his free skate was flawed. Boitano did win the competition. So this would lead to the Battle of the Bryans in 1988, the Olympics. Boitano and Orser both had a world title and both had a good repertoire. And Boitano and Orser were both performing military-themed programs. Boitano's was to Napoleon, Orser's was to someone else, I can't remember. But anyway, it was huge. Boitano and Orser were tied going into the free skating event. Whoever won free skating would be it. Alex Vadiv was the compulsory figures leader, which meant Boitano took second, Orser third. And then in the short program, Orser beat Boitano. So it was down to the free skating, 50% of the score. He needed to win the free skate. Boitano went first and skated a clean, technically excellent long program with 8 triple jumps, including 2 of them being triple axels, and a triple flip triple toe loop. It was critical. Orser botched a little bit of a jump and omitted his second triple axel, which he should have at least attempted. Boitano would win the free skate battle 5-4, which meant he won the title and the Olympic gold. It was actually discovered that the Canadian Figure Skating Association had float training with several countries on the judging panel. And this actually backfired. Because I guess the vote training is that if the East German and Russians would vote for their skater, they would vote for theirs in other competitions. But it backfired. The Soviet judge actually voted with his conscience. The Federation's directive said that you needed to go with Orser. And experts questioned why the schools were so close, but that was probably the vote training. But it didn't matter. I mean, Boitano won anyway. Boitano would win the world championships and turn professional. So he looked pretty good, winning a lot of professional races and all that. However, Boitano wanted to return to amateur competition, make another run. The ISU actually said that they would introduce a clause commonly known as the Boitano rule, which allowed professionals to reinstate as amateur skaters, meaning they were out of the Olympics. Many people, including Viktor Petrenko, took him up on this deal. Anyway, the committee was actually accused of rejecting Western professionals, letting Eastern Bloc states-sponsored quote-unquote amateurs to compete. Boitano reinstated himself, competed in the 94 U.S. title, but lost the long program to Scott Davis. But Boitano still went to the Olympics. He would botch his triple axel combination and would take 6th place. Going back to professional in 94. So yeah, like the ISU did the professional stuff. I guess because, basketball did professional in the Olympics. Boitano actually came out as being gay just months before he was named to the delegation for the U.S. Olympic team in 2014 in Sochi, Russia. Of course, there was, a lot of criticism and Russia passing the anti-gay propaganda law. But Boitano said he knew when he was named to the delegation he had to come out as being gay and all that. And he did. Well, Brian Boitano had an older brother, Mark, who was a member of the New Mexico Senate Party from 1997 to 2013. So he did pretty well for himself. It doesn't say much about his personal life, about any partners and all that. Brian Boitano actually ended up making for 2 seasons a Food Network show called What Would Brian Boitano Make? Anyway, Boitano was part of Super Bowl 26 with the halftime show Winter Magic, in which during the Super Bowl halftime they skated on a makeshift rink in the middle of the Metrodome. Unfortunately, that would also, well, that was Super Bowl 92. That was also the Super Bowl in which In Living Color on Fox, who didn't have the Super Bowl, CBS did, decided to do the In Living Color halftime show. And it actually worked so well that the NFL decided to up its halftime game. Well, that and the 91 halftime show about New Kids on the Block and all those Disney characters would not be that good. Boitano was a judge in the film Blades of Glory. He was in Ice Princess, a Disney movie. He hosted a series on Home and Garden TV called The Brian Boitano Project, in which he would purchase a near dialect ancestral home in northern Italy. But he would give it furnishings and all of that. So yeah, he did pretty well for himself. But of course, Brian Boitano in popular culture, we can't forget the one thing. It was the song, What Would Brian Boitano Do? Well, Brian Boitano was actually a character in the earlier South Park thing, The Spirit of Christmas, Jesus versus Santa. All that. So anyway, yeah, it was amazing. The song in Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, the South Park film, says, what would Brian Boitano do? He's an action hero, winning the 1988 Winter Games, and had a lot of purported achievements, fighting grizzly bears in the Alps with his magical fire breath, time travel in 2010, do battle with an evil robot king, and actually part of the Great Pyramids of Egypt and Kublai Khan, because he doesn't take shit from anybody. Boitano actually reacted lightheartedly to the use of his name. He found out it was surreal and all that. So it all worked out. And Matt Stone and Trey Parker said that they had respect for Boitano and all that. So yeah, it all worked out in the end. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.